There was once a man named David who worried about everything. He worried when he had money. He worried when he didn't have money. He worried about his job, his health, his future, and what other people thought about him. If someone didn't answer his message, David immediately thought something was wrong. If his boss called him, he thought he was going to lose his job. If he felt a small pain in his body, he imagined the worst. And when he went to bed at night, his mind became even louder. What if I lose my job? What if something happens to my family? What if I don't have enough money next month? What if my future doesn't turn out the way I want? David would close his eyes, but his thoughts would never sleep. One morning, David met his old friend Daniel. Daniel looked at him and immediately noticed something was wrong. "You look exhausted," Daniel said. "I am," David replied. "I barely sleep anymore. I'm always thinking about something." Daniel was quiet for a moment. Then he asked, "David, when was the last time you had a peaceful day?" David thought about it. He couldn't remember. Daniel smiled gently. "Then I know someone you should meet." "Who?" "An old man who lives near the edge of the village. People say he understands things that most of us don't." David almost laughed. "You really think an old man can fix my problems?" Daniel shook his head. "No, but maybe he can teach you how to carry them." That sentence stayed in David's mind. So the next morning, he walked to the old man's house. The old man was sitting quietly beneath a large tree. He looked at David and said, "I know why you've come." David was surprised. "You do?" The old man smiled. "You are carrying too much inside your head." David sat down. "I don't know how to stop worrying." The old man didn't answer immediately. Instead, he picked up a small stone from the ground and placed it in David's hand. "Hold this." David held the stone. "Now keep holding it." David waited. After a few minutes, his hand began to hurt. After 10 minutes, the pain became stronger. Finally, David said, "Can I put it down?" The old man smiled. "Of course." David dropped the stone. The old man asked, "Did the stone become heavier?" "No." "Then why did it become painful?" David thought for a moment. "Because I kept holding it." The old man nodded. "Exactly." He looked into David's eyes. "Your worries are like this stone. A small problem can become unbearable when you refuse to put it down." David became quiet. The old man continued, "Some problems need your attention, but not every problem needs your attention every minute." Then the old man gave David a bowl filled with water. "Take this bowl and walk to the other side of the village. Come back when you are finished." David looked confused, but he obeyed. He walked slowly. He watched the water carefully. Every step made him nervous. What if I spill it? What if I trip? What if someone bumps into me? He was so focused on protecting the water that he didn't notice the beautiful trees around him. He didn't notice the children playing. He didn't notice the sunlight shining through the leaves. When he finally returned, the old man asked, "Did you enjoy the walk?" David shook his head. "No, I was too afraid of spilling the water." The old man smiled. "That is how you have been living your life." David looked at him. "You are so afraid of what might go wrong that you have forgotten to notice what is going right." Those words hit David deeply. The old man then asked, "Tell me something. How many things were you worried about yesterday?" David thought. "Many." "How many of them actually happened?" David opened his mouth but couldn't answer. He realized that most of them had never happened. The old man nodded. "Your mind has been making you suffer for problems that may never exist." David looked down. "But what if something really bad happens?" The old man answered. "Then you will deal with it when it comes." David looked at him. "Isn't that too simple?" "No," the old man said. "It is difficult because the human mind wants to live tomorrow before tomorrow arrives." He paused. "Listen carefully, David. Yesterday is already gone, tomorrow has not arrived. The only day you can actually live is today. David remained silent. The old man continued, planning for tomorrow is wise, worrying about tomorrow every minute is not. Then he picked up the stone again. Problems are sometimes like this stone. You may need to carry them for a while. He placed it in David's hand, but you must also learn when to put them down. David looked at the stone. For the first time, he understood. His problems had not disappeared. His financial troubles were still there. His job was still uncertain. His future was still unknown. Nothing magical had changed, but something inside him had changed. Before leaving, David asked one final question. How do I stop worrying? The old man smiled. You don't. David looked confused. You don't stop worrying completely. You simply stop believing every worry that enters your mind. He continued, when a thought says, something terrible will happen, ask yourself, do I know that for certain? When your mind says, I can't handle tomorrow, tell yourself, I don't have to handle tomorrow today. David thanked the old man and started walking home. The road looked exactly the same. The village was the same. His problems were the same. But David was different. That evening he sat with his family. For once he didn't check the time every few minutes. He didn't think about tomorrow while someone was speaking to him. He simply listened. Later, when he went to bed, his mind tried to bring back all the old questions. What if this happens? What if that goes wrong? David took a deep breath. Then he remembered the stone. He imagined placing every worry on the ground, one by one, and he whispered, I will deal with tomorrow when tomorrow comes. For the first time in a long time, David fell asleep peacefully. The next morning, his problems were still waiting for him, but they no longer controlled him. He understood something important. Life does not become peaceful because every problem disappears. Life becomes peaceful when you stop carrying every problem all at once. So, if you are worried about your future today, remember David. You don't have to solve your entire life tonight. You don't have to know exactly what will happen tomorrow. Take care of what you can control. Let go of what you cannot. And most importantly, don't allow fear about tomorrow to steal the peace of today. Because sometimes the greatest change in your life isn't changing your circumstances. It's changing the way you carry them. And remember, you don't have to solve tomorrow today. Sometimes you just need to live today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.